Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what I wanted to do is I want to talk about the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics owner are going to be selling the franchise. They're trying to sell the team, and it kind of comes at a point of where it's like you just won the NBA title, and a lot of people are like, why is this happening? And then you start to kind of dig into it a little bit more, and that's why I wanted to discuss this. Kind of the reasoning behind why they're selling it is because they don't have the money to, I guess, supply for these future contracts they just gave to their players. If you guys have been living on a rock, Jason Tatum was given the max contract, Jaylen Brown's given the max contract, they just extended Derek White. And I guess right now what the Boston Celtics owners are trying to do is they're trying to do a little bit of what Mark Cuban did with the Dallas Mavericks a couple years ago. He was able to sell the team to a different partner. The partner came in, they were able to take, I think it's like 70% of the ownership, but Mark Cuban still kind of controls the overall day-to-day operations of the basketball team whenever it comes to like assembling a team, helping out with their drafting, making sure he got the guys that he wants on the team, and those kind of things. When it comes to the side of the ownership, whenever it comes to making the money, I think Mark Cuban doesn't give a fuck about that. It's like he sold his shares to the other owner, so now he's got his money. I think the Boston Celtics are kind of in that ship too, to where they want to sell their shares to another owner, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure they still have control until these contracts run out. Number one, I think it's kind of slick to do that. Number two, I think it's kind of selfish to do that because you're basically saying we see our window of opportunity to win a championship. After that's done, we want to get out. And number three, you're kind of stupid owners because the fact that you're giving these guys contracts, you know you can't afford them, and now it's like, oh shit, how are we gonna afford them? Hey, somebody else want to come pay the check? So like I said, I want to break it all down, talk about it, give my opinion on it. Do I think this is the right move by the Celtics owner? Do I think they're just being a cheapskates trying to get out while they can? There's a lot to go on and a lot to talk about. So without further ado, I'm gonna get straight into this. As always, all information you're gonna be seeing on screen, I'll have links to it all down in the description below if you want to go check it out for yourself. But as always, if you're going to enjoy today's video, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, like I said in the intro, with the Boston Celtics actually trying to sell the team, as you can see here, it says here that the owners, Grossbeck, I think is how you say their name, native Massachusetts, lifelong Celtics fans. So it's like it's not like they're just business people trying to get out because it's like, oh, we got our money here. As you can see, it says here they expect to remain to be the governor of the team until the second closing of 2028. Basically, what they want to do is they want to sell the team, as it says here, they want to sell the team in 2023 or 2023-2024 season that's happening right now. They want to try to sell the team now until 2028 because why? They have all these contracts with, like I said, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all these guys. They want to get out now. Long story short, as you can see up there now, you can see this from the Celtics fan page from Instagram. They kind of put it out in very easy terms. Right here, and I quote, the Celtics right now are on pace to have a luxury tax and a payroll bill as of right now approaching $500 million. Not coming this year, but next year when all these extensions kick in, that would be the record on NBA history by $100 million. I'm not sure exactly off the top of my head, but I think the previous record was the Warriors. Now, did the Warriors work out with all that? Sure, they won 4 titles, but it worked out. With the Celtics, we don't know if it's going to work out. Now, like I already said, as it says here, they did not hold back on their extensions. When it came to max contract extensions, they're getting it all. They're going all in. They're pushing all their chips in the table. Problem is, think of it like this. Think of like you going to play poker with a bunch of rich dudes. You push all your chips in, and then you realize, oh shit, I don't have any money to supply that. I need to win now. The Celtics right now the owners are trying to fall back on like a backup plan to say, hey, does somebody else want to pay the bill? You can win with us. It's just you pay the bill, we're going to take the credit. Because as you can see here for the 2025-2026 season, I have the Boston Celtics payroll, cutting cap space, everything kind of pulled up. Look at their cap number. I already went ahead and did a quick math for you guys. Just their 5 main core players for the 2025-2026 season of Tatum, Brown, Holiday, Porzingis, and Derek White. You're looking at $200 million. And from what we've been hearing in the past couple of days, Peyton Pritchard is due for an extension. Sam Hauser might be getting an extension. The one thing that could possibly, could help out the team, Jrue Holiday, could he retire? There's been reports saying like, oh, he's got these titles now. And if you click on his name, I want to say he's like 34 years old. So he's kind of getting up there in age. I realize players nowadays can play till like they're 40. But who knows if he just decides to call it quits. Maybe he's going to enjoy winning. Maybe he decides to keep playing. Now, here's my big thing with the Celtics selling the team. Like it says with Mark Cuban. What Mark Cuban did is he kind of was smart with it. He got another family that came in, they took ownership, and they're taking like more of a dominant role with ownership, but they have an agreement with Mark, and Mark has an agreement with them that says he controls the day-to-day operations of the team. He controls who's going to be the general manager. He controls who's going to be like the coaches, all that sorts of stuff, making sure life and just quality of life within the stadium and everything like that for the fans, it's all going to be under his control, and it's working out so well so far. Whereas the owners that came in took about, like, I think it was like, what, 71%, I forget the exact number, but they taken control of like the marketing, the money, everything like that, all the stuff that's like, it's too much, I guess I wouldn't say too much, but just stuff that Mark doesn't want to really worry about, and he's trying to focus on the basketball team itself. Now this other owner can come in there. They still can make a bunch of money through this, but they can worry about that, and Mark can worry about the basketball side of things. With the Boston Celtics family, the family that's owning the team right now, they're just in a pickle of, it's like, hey, we need somebody to pay the bills for us. Because I think whenever they started realizing what it's going to take to win, whenever we saw what the Warriors did the past couple years with their big luxury tax, and nowadays teams are trying to like cut back on it, I think the Celtics, they knew they were trying to do what the other teams are doing. They're building a team, looks good, stay out of the luxury tax. Now they realize, if we're gonna win, we need to throw everything in the table, and they did it, and they won. I just feel like the Celtics owners are gonna be in a little bit of a predicament whenever other owners or like possibility owners come in to say like, what are you selling us on? What is your team made of? Or what am I getting myself into? You need to tell them right away. First thing, here's the bills for the next 5 years. Can you pay them for us? Like I said earlier, I think that's selfish. I think that's just cheap. Like, why even give these players the big time paycheck if you can't afford it? I mean, at least in baseball with the Oakland Athletics, we call their owner a cheapskate because he is a cheapskate. He knows he's a cheapskate. It's like, at least with that, he knows he's a cheapskate. That's why we call him a cheapskate. I'm at least proud of him for knowing that. With you guys, it almost feels like you were like forced into giving all your players contracts when it's like, if you don't have the money, don't give them the money. Like, I realize you want to win, and it's like, we need to get all these guys back. We got to give everybody the contract. Give them the contract. Give them money. But I'm sorry to say, when 2025, 2026 comes, it's going to look real bad if you're basically hiring a shark to come pay your bills. Now, I kind of want to wrap it up by saying these last two little things. Number one, like I said, selfish on the Boston Celtics owners. Any Boston Celtics fans out there, they're going to be like, oh, it's going to be fine. Who cares if somebody pays our bills? Hey, we're still winning, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure, you're still winning. But what happens in the reality, as always, you got to live in reality, that you guys don't win any more titles. Like, what happens if you go through this whole process, you find another person to come buy the team from your owners, and you don't win anymore? It's going to look like the biggest waste of time for these, I guess you could say, new owners to come in, go through all this trouble, pay these bills, pay these $500 million paychecks, and then get absolutely no title out of it. Sure, you got this title right here, but for the new owners coming in, they're probably going to be thinking, okay, if we're paying these big time bills, we better be expecting at least one more ring these next 5 years. And what happens if you get none? Like I said, I'm going to say it again, cheap on the owners, cheap on the owners for doing this. Don't give your players big time contracts. It's kind of like with baseball, how the owners pick their salaries. They give a set number. That is your number. They tell their GMs, they tell their managers, this is your number. Stick to that number. Don't go over that number. You can go under the number. Don't go over the number. And if they start getting toward a point where it's like, I only got like $100,000 left. I want to sign this free agent. He's going to cost about $250,000. The owner's going to look at you like, tough shit. Who cares? Go find somebody else. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy it, as always, make sure you're going to drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated. So if you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you agree or disagree with anything I said? If you're a Boston Celtics fan, what do you think about the Boston Celtics possibly selling their franchise? Do you think it's a good move, bad move? Whatever your opinion may be, leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more than welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell. Be notified second post. But without further ado, this has been Donald Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.